step into the night. Now it never made sense to me. Why some crave the limelight. It makes me wonder how I'm supposed to be. Could it be wrong to kick back and just right? Now let the truth be told. When in my zone, learn from the fighters' techniques. Now let the truth be sold to you. Eyes on the goal, but you're moving too quick. Don't speak, just listen. No doubt gonna lay my claim. You put in work and just wait, and let it all unfold. Straight from the soul, now I stick to my goal always. Damn right, gotta lay my claim. Watch the whole world change, and let it all unfold. Straight from the soul, gotta stick to my goal always. It's the truth, fast step into the night. Now it never made sense to me. Why some choose the limelight. Imagine if they put the time to seek, to find a talent and then watch it take flight. Well, let the truth be told. Go to your zone, learn from the finest techniques. Well, let the truth be sold to you. Come to your own, but you're moving too quick. Don't speak, just listen. No doubt gonna lay my claim. You put in work and just wait, and let it all unfold. Straight from the soul, now I stick to my goal always. Damn right, gotta lay my claim. Watch the whole world change, and let it all unfold. Straight from the soul, gotta stick to my goal always. Come on, vibe with us. Little something at a spot tonight. Come on, get hype with us. Ain't no need to fight. Get up, wake up, get down to this sound. We gonna light the night. Tell me who is high in life. Everywhere I seek, things speak to me. Things speak to me, please sing to me. Set up, break down till I'm weak. Each week we reach a new peak, and I wonder when it all might stop. Cause until then I'll give it all I got in harmony. Get back up, you're my remedy. Time to do it again. Everybody at a spot tonight. Come on, vibe with us. Little something at a spot tonight. Come on, get hype with us. Ain't no need to fight. Get up, wake up, get down to this sound. We gonna light the night. Tell me who is high in life. Just got an ounce from Oregon, and it's fire, wanna inhale, exhale. Yeah, California, Washington keeps it blazing. Inhale, exhale. Just got some chronic at my spot, and I'm ready, wanna inhale, exhale. Yeah, Colorado, well starts, keeps me medicated. Inhale, exhale. I'll be the first one to say, yeah, light it up, I'll be the first one to fade. And spark it up, we're elevated. Nah, I can't complain. It keeps me humble, makes me appreciate. Sweet Mary Jane, you pick me up, you make me feel no pain. And when in doubt, inspire me to get out. Sing with my heart, I'll take a draw to calm down. Don't have to tell you, we don't have to give a reason. We elevate at any time or any season. It keeps me going, never feel like I'm defeated. Gives me that feeling I can always count on. I'll take the best of what's around. It don't matter, wanna inhale, exhale. Yes, outside, keep it up, keep it blazing. Inhale, exhale. Just got some endo at my spot, and it's fire, wanna inhale, exhale. And in the islands, well, stocks keeps me medicated. Inhale, exhale.
As I make my way, the fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame. It's no surprise I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to waste. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
Everywhere in the world today, take
everything you've got. Taking a break from all your work sure would help a lot. Get your life together. You know the stat quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of East Side Ho, where they know my name.
Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down!
Yeah, what up? What up? We got started a few minutes earlier today. Shout out to the crew who got the notifications and showed up right when we did.
Yeah, we do what we want to do.
And what up, Derek? Salute.
Who said we're always late? Now we're hella early. Look at that.
Late today. Derek, our returning champ, going to be coming back tonight for Fantasy Football Jeopardy. Let's get it. And we're going to have Bandy in the house, too. So we got 3 contestants tonight. It is going to be going wild.
Cool.
And let's see. Who else? Marty up's in the building. What up, bro? Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. What up? Hey. Nerd Alert. What up?
Nerd Alert.
Like, we got to get that drop just for him.
I know, right?
That's cool.
We should, though. I should be done.
And he said, what up? He said, smoke it up, 420. Let's get it. But, what do you think, guys? What do you think? I got some Sour Diesel. I got some Tyson 2.0 stuff here. We got the Uppercut OG. Also got the Toad. And we got the Knockout OG. What do you think we should
hit him with the combo, bruh? He's a boxer, right? And the uppercut into the knockout, right into the Toad.
Uppercut and knockout. Oh man, gonna get me there. Hey, One Nation in the house. What up? What up?
What up?
All right. So poster boy for the video is DeAndre Hopkins. And yeah, it's rumors right now. But yes, Nerd Alert, it is Mike Tyson's brand. Yes, it's his flower brand, Tyson 2.0.
Yep. Shout out to one of our sponsors.
Yeah. And so DeAndre Hopkins, the Patriots, they're working real hard to sign him apparently, and it's probably because their team is trash and he wants the extra bag to go over there. Titans are still keeping him engaged. The Browns are still in the mix, but now out of nowhere, the Chiefs are in the mix as the wild card here to sign DeAndre Hopkins.
I mean, they're saying they're the wild card in the mix now because they came out and said they weren't in the mix at one point because they were like the first team. Them and Buffalo were the first 2 teams that were in on Hopkins, like as far as like the trade rumors. And then when they cut him, that was when the Chiefs were like, okay, yeah, we're not fucking with him. Buffalo came out and said it. They meant it though, apparently. And the Chiefs, let's throw some little bamboozlement. You know what I mean? I think if I'm Patrick Mahomes, you know what I mean? I'm low key like, hey, bro, come on. I'm trying to be like Brady, but don't treat me like Brady and not give me some weapons here. You know what I mean?
So the thing is no one's overpaying Hopkins right now. So that's what he wants is the bag. So it's going to come down to, okay, no one's giving me the bag. Now maybe I'll just take less and go to a spot to win. He's still double dipping a little bit.
Yeah. I think the Patriots got bread though, right? They got a little bit of bread there.
Well, they have more than everybody else kind of in the mix, but we know how easily the cap can be manipulated. And Nerd Alert said, I'm a Pats fan. And he said, I think Tennessee will get him. Okay, I said, you can talk all the smack. I'm never offended. Patriots fans should never get mad if anybody talks shit about the Patriots because you guys won 6 Super Bowls.
Don't be that Patriots fan that's not a Patriots fan anymore. I loved Tom Brady. Like I saw hella Patriots fans all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, I'm just rooting for Brady on the Bucks." Yeah, well, you're wearing a fucking Bucks jersey. Well, it's Brady. I'm like, yeah, you fucking LeBron fan.
Yeah.
Fucking LeBron fans are, huh? Oh, I'm not a Cavs fan, but I love LeBron. Well, I hate the Lakers, but LeBron's there now. Fuck all the Lakers and LeBron. How about that?
Like, even
Nice.
for fantasy, it's so much better not having any ties to any specific team anymore. So now I could just cheer for the players. So now there is no, I mean, I don't that even changing from the Chargers to no team, going back to another team already makes me feel like some kind of bandwagon fan. So I just like cheering for the players.
I mean, fantasy will do that. You know what I mean? Like, if my Niners don't go through that slump, you know what I'm saying? Like, I probably don't really get invested in fantasy like that because 2013, when I started playing fantasy, my Niners were still like a contender.
Yeah.
2014, it went all to shit. And then it was like football sucked to me, but it didn't because I'm full on in fantasy now. And like, I even loved my team that much that I would stream against my defense because my team loved me so much that they would help me out by being bad.
Nerd Alert said, what's Hopkins asking for? So OBJ money, OBJ got, what was it, like 13 guaranteed?
It was 15 on paper, but the guarantees were like 13, right?
Yeah, he has.
I think the guarantees were like 8, actually.
No, I think
then there was a signing bonus. There was a signing bonus that contributed to that guarantee.
Yeah, you could get up to like 17 or 18. I think when it's all said and done, there were a handful of
Incentives.
Yeah. A little bit of incentives for him. So I don't know.
Incentive, don't be a bitch in his contract.
Let's see what else we got here. Okay, so even though Buda Baker wants to be traded, and he says he's still going to come to the end of training camp and everything.
That's the way he's going to get traded. You know what I mean? Show, hey, I'm about the team. Team's bigger than it's team before me. You know what I mean? Let me get in there so y'all can trade me.
Yeah, because who's going to want to trade for someone who's like, who's looking like a drama queen?
What's that guy? Come on, you always referencing that movie. He's like, hey, Huss, what does a 28-year-old safety go for these days? That's not playing and don't show up to practice. Has a contract. No one wants to trade for him.
Nothing. He's going to get there and go ball out. He's got to show it. And then, I mean, that's what they're going to want to do, right? It's going to be like what the Patriots did with Sony Michel. Let him make a couple good plays out there in like the first preseason game and then try to move.
See, here's the thing, too, is when it comes to someone like Buda Baker, he's in a good situation. That new head coach, defensive-minded guy, he builds his defenses from the back to the front because he was a former DB's coach. You could look at the Eagles, the way they were structured.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, then you could just rotate these fresh pass rushers all the time. And they're hitting home because that coverage is so tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're getting all kind of cover sacks and sacks in general. You know what I mean?
What up, Devo? What's going down, homie?
What up, Devo?
And Marty said, if I was a GM, I'd rather pay Hopkins that money than OBJ. And yeah, I mean, so the Ravens, I mean, they were one of my dark horses to like potentially get him.
It's Todd Mummins or whatever his name is. He worked with OBJ in Cleveland before, so if there was ever a character issue, you had someone on your staff that worked with the guy, because everyone listen. The idea that's why Antonio Brown was able to still get money late in his career, because it's the idea of like if this guy can just produce like he always does, minus all that fucking extra shit that he comes with, they're willing to take the chance. Then you have Todd, they hired Todd Munnins or whatever to be the OC. Hey, how was OBJ in the locker room? Man, he was great. Let's bring him in. You know what I mean? Like it could be like that. Then you have,
well, really, I mean, a lot of this was timing. Is like OBJ
he jumped on it quick.
Like Hopkins wasn't released,
and Lamar wasn't paid yet. So it was almost like, who can we lock down? We have to trade for Hopkins or get OBJ, because part of getting Lamar to agree was like, all right, well they did get me OBJ. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for whatever.
Like they just showed him that they got him something, right?
Shout out to Dion. What up, bro?
What up, Dion?
Nerd Alert said it'd be scary if Hopkins went to KC with an addition. Yeah, I don't think that it's gonna happen, but I mean, we've seen crazier things happen, and all depends
I
on
mean,
if he's willing to budge.
when I felt the same way when Antonio Brown went to the Buccaneers, and we were right to feel that way. They went on to win that shit. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
But it's like they were adding Antonio Brown to Godwin and Mike Evans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you add Hopkins. I think I think obviously it's an upgrade to the receiver core, but I don't think them scheme wise anything's going to change. You know what I mean?
No.
You know what I'm saying? I think I'd rather him not for the sake of like the Sky Moores and Kadarius Toney outlooks in fantasy. Otherwise, it's like I wouldn't even have Hopkins. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'll take a chance on Hopkins over there. I mean, who wouldn't, right? But I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even Juju, the idea of Juju going there was cool, but it was only we were banking on him being the slot guy, and he eventually was. Yeah. I don't think Nuke goes in there, plays the slot. You know what I mean? He's gonna be a big play guy outside. He's just there goes MVS and Kadarius Toney on the outside, in my opinion.
Yeah, see, really, that just screws over Kadarius Toney, and like so many people are all over him. Like, that would just be bad. It'd be bad for your Kadarius Toney takes out there, right, Crispy? Where the hell are you at, Crispy? This boss man get out there and go to work. What an asshole.
I mean, he's like, the boss was like, listen, it ain't that hot underground. That motherfucker's underground somewhere right now, hella bad. Hey, Crispy gonna get more mad too. It's like, man, when they created these houses, they didn't have me in mind going down these crawl spaces. You feel me?
Crispy's got to get real thin when he gets down there.
Crispy eats the mushroom. It goes in reverse. He's down.
They can just walk down
there. He walks in there. Oh, that's funny.
Yakumania, what up, bro? He said, have an amazing 420 crew. He said, much love to Huss and Bogey. Appreciate you, homie.
Man, shout out to you, man. Appreciate you, brother.
We're smoking up some of this Tyson 2.0 weed right now.
You hitting him with a 2-piece combo, huh? With the uppercut knockout deal.
Yep. Oh, yeah. The uppercut knockout. And what team? Oh, Tino said if he was the GM of the Dallas Cowboys, he'd win every season. I don't think you would, Tino. Because I think that you would neglect the defensive line. You keep saying the defensive line is solid right now. I don't believe that.
But see, he's looking at it through a Cowboys lens, right? He's offensive line, bro, if it's healthy, we're the best, bro. You know what? Dak for president of the world. It's got my vote. You know what? I think, listen, I'll put my money on Tino. I think the Cowboys would be way better if he was in there.
I mean, they're fucking up right now. Like, I mean, yeah.
He's like me, but for the Cowboys. You know what I mean?
Nerd
I
Alert.
think I'd be a terrible GM for the Niners.
Nerd Alert said instead of saying, are you serious? I'm starting to say, are you Kadarius a lot lately?
You know what I mean? Let's get us calling someone a phony. You know what I mean? Kadarius phony.
We may not be profitable, but we definitely will win. Well, see, that's the whole thing. If you win, you're profitable no matter what. Like, I mean, even some of the, the lowest budget teams, if you're really winning, you'll be profitable. People will be showing up.
I hate players in fantasy that I needed to win for me and they don't do it. Now I really get mad at them, right? Yeah. But like when the no names are on your squad that win it, and they're part of that squad, bro, they're in the fraternity forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Until Kadarius Toney is on one of them rosters for me, I could care less for him. I like the idea of it though, because you don't think about this. If he's the number one or maybe 75% of what Tyreek Hill was for fantasy for this offense, right? We're not getting him in the first, 4 or 5 rounds, 6 rounds type of shit, 7 rounds even, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and it's the same thing for Sky Moore. Like, I don't think the Sky Moore big plays are coming, but I think that PPR goodness could be there.
Will be a best ball play for me. I will not be taking the shot on it.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. They're going to pass that ball enough times that somebody's going to emerge there outside of Kelsey. You know what I mean?
Wait. Hold on.
Will it be on a week-to-week basis consistent? I don't know. But
I can't believe we were slipping on this. So Friday, there were 69 days until the first, football game of the season, right?
69, dudes!
Heavy just came in and said, "What's good, fellas? 69 days until the first football Sunday of the season."
Yeah.
69, dudes!
You're goddamn right it is. And tomorrow marks 69 days to the first Monday Nighter.
We're just gonna keep it going as many times as we
69,
can.
dudes!
And Nerd Alert said, "What team is slated to have the best defensive line in fantasy per the draft?"
Okay.
Best defensive line.
Uh,
Well, I guess it's like, okay, what are we talking about for
the Niners,
defensive
the
line?
Niners and the Eagles. If you're talking about team defense, obviously, that's what he's probably talking
Well,
about. Like,
I want some clarification. Are we talking best defensive line like they're going to be the best run-stopping defensive line? Or is it going to be the most active,
pass rush.
sack line, like
It's
there's
the Niners, Eagles, Jets for me. I would say Buccaneers, but I feel like they're going to be more negative game scripts on defense as well as offense. So, you know what I mean? I think the pass rush isn't really going to be coming as much as we've used to seeing in Tampa before. You know what I mean? But Todd Bowles, Denver. I think Denver's front is going to be sneaky good. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
wait. Hold on. I'm getting one in before you take all the teams.
Okay.
The Bengals, man, they're
Ooh, nasty.
They added more additions. Miles Murphy over there. So
Vic Fangio though over there in Miami, bro. Come on.
Oh yeah, and see, and I don't know. I guess with like the what's it called with the defensive line necessarily, but like just because the guys are
front seven.
Well, it's mediocre. Mediocre.
I'm excited for the scheme to make those guys better than mediocre. Though. I'll say that much. You're Jalen
Javon Allen to get like the most sacks in his career that he's ever had in the season because I bet he'll be rushing the QB a lot.
Yep, from the safety spot too.
Yeah, getting him up in the box, just like we like from those box safeties.
Yeah, for that first year too. I mean, like he's still chasing his first year's production if you think about it. Like as far as sacks go, because you know what I mean, that's how Brian Flores was using him. What was his rookie year? 21.
Yeah, this is his third year.
And I'll say the Steelers, if healthy. I mean,
for sure.
Yeah, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Cameron Hayward, fucking then even their new additions, LeBron and Cole Holcomb, fucking even Tay Crowder, just for depth at least. Cause the Miles Jackson that wrote all those guys, they always trying to find these former shiny names, you know what I mean, as depth, which is better than most teams' depth, I'll say. You know what I mean?
And he said, team defense. That's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing. With team defense, I feel like I'm just always going to try to get the Patriots, just because everyone's just hating on them and just wait and then get the Patriots. That's who, even they might not be the number one team, but I bet you they'll be in the top 5 or 6 and you won't have to draft them that high.
Who do you think is going to be the worst team this year on offense?
I'll put
Arizona. I got Arizona.
I'll put the Texans in Arizona.
Okay.
In the mix for sure. Would be another
one.
Bucks. Bucks might be there, right?
Okay.
Really bad.
Because then you just stream against these guys every week. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Find out who you think is going to be shit, and then after 2-3 weeks, you'll have an idea. Start being able to gauge this thing. I'm a streaming defense motherfucker, but I'm with you. If you're going to hold on to one, the Patriots are never a bad one to hold on to because they always are tight in their secondary. They get a ton of coverage sacks, and they don't. I have to preface it by saying coverage sacks because you don't really have an outstanding pass rusher that just gets to the QB. It's their scheme that allows them.
They're gonna get interceptions. They're gonna get turnovers. It's
they got the smartest guy in the fucking world, coaching them.
It's a secondary that we see score a lot of touchdowns, time and time again.
Mm-hmm. Special teams is their special teams is always on point. So for DST purposes, you know what I mean. You're like,
hey, and shout out to the 4th and Flex crew joining us on Twitch right now. Appreciate you guys showing love.
Yeah, shout out to Bandy and all the crew.
And don't forget, if you guys have an Amazon Prime account, that means you can get a free Twitch subscription and go use that subscription on me because they pay me. It's included in what you pay for Amazon Prime, and you get the free subscription over there.
And as I always say, if it's free, it's for me.
Oh, and for those who weren't on here earlier, we're doing Fantasy Football Jeopardy tonight. It is returning 6 p.m. West Coast time, start time. Bogey's going to be in the house. Our reigning champion, Derek, is going to be in the house. And we got newcomer Bandy coming in to the show. We got
It's a pleasure going to war with you fellas.
3 contestants tonight. Going to be nice.
Jeopardy, give me money.
And Marty said I stream Team D pretty much weekly. You might as well. I mean, why not?
Yep. I mean, see, and this is why I don't like playing with kickers or defense because, man, when I'm playing against someone's, I'm not lucky. So if I'm playing against someone, they got a team defense, bro, I have to curve 11 of these motherfuckers and an entire special teams. I can't stand that because there's so much luck there. You know what I mean? Love that.
And what up? Marty in the house. Canada Marty in the house. What up, bro?
What up, Marty?
Uh-oh. Derek's flexing. He said the champ is here.
Hello, ladies.
Uh-oh. Tino said, who is Mac Jones? Who?
Ooh.
Jones.
Man, get Mac Jones Hopkins already. God damn it. Quit playing, Evil Emperor.
And Nerd Alert said, I'm hoping Zappy gets some games. Not me, because I have.
The Evil Emperor.
I do not want to
Nuke. Listen, bro, the Evil Emperor will bring in Nuke Skywalker. What?
Yeah, I mean.
To the dark side?
It's the kind of moves that we've seen Belichick do for years. And this is like, especially for he's probably like the reason why they want him is because he would be getting them for less than what he's worth technically. You know, I mean, he was just a $30 million receiver like a couple weeks ago, month ago or 2 ago, you know, so this is like getting him at a discount right now. He does good, then you ship him off somewhere or something. I mean, that's how they roll.
I honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. You probably disagree with me, but I think sooner than later is gonna start coming a conversation. Is Belichick gonna hang it up yet? Because I think he wants to go out with some kind of blaze of glory. So I don't see. I mean, it's like, why do you? Or is he that stubborn in his ways that he's just gonna continue to, you know, be like this? You would never look at Hopkins only in this situation, right? Because that's the Belichick way. He's older. He's available for cheap. We'll go after him. You know what I mean? And then probably wouldn't even do that. Wouldn't make a strong push if he didn't have Bill O'Brien in the building. I got a
question for you. This is a great analogy. If NFL had like let's say they had an auction draft, you know, for like the free agents or whatever, would Bill Belichick? I mean, I know it kind of is
money on the table.
But let's say that all wide receivers are just in this, not just free agents, but all wide receivers. Is he going for the top tier guys, middle tier, lower tier, mid lower? You know what I mean?
He if it's a young guy, he's gonna get the young talent that hasn't met his potential yet because they're more controllable to mold from the gate. You know what I mean? Like when Randy Moss got there. No one's trading away Randy Moss, but it happened to be the Raiders who were disgruntled with that iteration of Randy Moss. He was not feeling it over there. And then Belichick, he's the first one. I bet you Belichick called all the phone lines, all the phone companies that filter all the calls to me. You know what I mean? Is this the Arizona GM? No, this is Bill Belichick. You know what I mean?
And this is how that trade negotiation went. All right, we want Randy. We know you hate him. Yeah, we want a first rounder for him. I'll give you a 7th. No. We're not going to come off of him for anything less than a 2nd. I'll give you a 7th. No. We're not going to come off of him for anything less than a 3rd. I'll give you a 7th. No. We're not going to come off of
Come on, man.
Less than a 4th rounder. And he's like, all right, I'll give you a 4th rounder. It had to be something like that.
You still made him meet him on that side of the split, too.
Yeah.
The 3 is right there, smack dab in the middle of a 7 count.
For sure. Especially like 4th rounders are probably like.
Well, I guess 4th is right there in the middle of a 7 count.
They're not more valuable, you know, but it's like I feel like Bill Belichick will hit on his 4th rounders more than he'll hit on his 1st rounders. Like he's always getting these. Just like Shanahan does, always finding these diamonds in the rough on defense and getting like the 3rd, 4th, 5th round and shit.
Like it is funny when like you're Shanahan and then you consciously draft you know, a Jalen Hurd and Pettis, Dante Pettis, and they both are fucking tremendous flops. Then the next year he drafts Debo, and everyone just they sleep on it, and then Debo's a thing, right? Then the very next year, they're like,
wasn't there drama with Debo early, like not like
he had a hip.
Okay.
So we didn't even see him like no training camp. I mean, he got a hip in training camp. Then he comes back, re-aggravates it in preseason. So we didn't really see the kid. Then I think he was even ready for week one. But it was like all limited. But then he's flashing early. You know what I mean? Very next year, we trade up in the first. Take Brandon Ayuk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are like, "What the fuck?"
And then what drama did Ayuk have? He had a drama early too, right?
It was more so like, the drama was like in year 2.
Okay.
When you know what I'm saying, because he had such a phenomenal 2020. Remember that?
Yeah.
Everybody was hurt. Kittle, Debo. So he's just like a target hog.
He was so good that he made the highlight reel and like the hustler intro.
Right.
That one where he like jumps over the dude, you know.
That was like against Philly.
Yeah.
He had 2 big plays that game. And that was just like a little fucking end around, like the shit they do with Debo and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyways, so with Ayuk, you know what I'm saying, was that next year we're on the road, this COVID shit, right? We're on the road against Detroit. Remember that? And then him and Trey Sermon, they go out for a night on the town. You know, being that he's kind of looking to Brandon Ayuk like big bruh. You know what I mean? And then so they keep it quiet because then everyone was exposed. They would the protocol at the time. So they don't tell anybody, but then they're healthy scratches that first week. Well, Ayuk wasn't. You know what I'm saying? But it was goddamn. He got like maybe like 20% of the snap count, like for like weeks. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shanahan don't play.
Let's see what other news we got over here. Well, why don't we stay on the 49ers? Former 49ers QB Colin Kaepernick says he wants another opportunity to be in the NFL. 6-year hiatus now.
It really sucks, huh? Because it's like, for what it's worth, he's top 35 QBs right now, and that's maybe being like super duper.
I mean, I'm not gonna say right now because it's been like 6 years, but let's just the last that we remember him. How about that?
Okay. The last time we remember him, right? You know, veterans that were gone. You know, Peyton Manning, Joe Flacco, Eli Manning, Mike Vick, Ben Roethlisberger, right? You know what I'm saying? The Tom Brady. You know, it's like we have a very distinct like top 7 to 12, maybe the 15 that we know that we can agree on, right?
Yeah.
Right, QBs. You know what I'm saying? When you get behind, like, okay, Danny Dumbass, Kaepernick, I'd still say Cap with his big ass windup is still probably a better arm than Danny Dumbass. You know what I mean?
And here's what's crazy. I mean, Andy Dalton even came out and said he does not think that there's 32 quarterbacks that are better than him in the NFL right now. So not that he's necessarily going to take the starting job of the Panthers, but just, you know, how he's thinking right now, he's going to want to still go somewhere to try to compete for a starting job. You know, they've got him on the 1 year.
It's just like if Kaepernick was ever to get back in the game, he's a backup.
Yeah, well, especially to start.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, even when Michael Vick
he's one of the better backups right now. If you put him as a backup, he's probably the best backup.
Even when Michael Vick went to prison for 1.5 years, they still made him come in. He was third string, and it was like injuries, you know, and Donovan McNabb leaving.
He might have sicked a couple dogs on some guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah, who was I can't remember who got
it doesn't matter.
It was Nick Mullins, right? Or no, not Nick Mullins, Nick Foles.
Well, Nick Foles was drafted to sit behind him and then got in because of a hamstring. This was the Chip Kelly era now. Nick Foles was drafted by
who was there
Andy
before?
Reid.
Who was there before him? It was Donovan McNabb, and there was one other person. And then the next year after that,
I was trying to think of it this whole time. I can't even remember because I remember he got hurt and then fucking.
What year was that? 2010. Let me see.
2008, 9.
Let's see.
No, 2010. You're right. It might even been 11.
No, it was 10.
Okay.
Who was there? Who's the other QBs on this?
Because they drafted Nick Foles in 2012.
Kevin Kolb was on the team. Was it him?
Yeah, wow, dude. I just realized Nick Foles was part of that Kaepernick and Russ Wilson and Andrew Luck and RG3 and Kirk Cousins. He was part of that fucking crew.
Yes, that's what's crazy. It was Kevin Kolb. I don't remember that shit.
See, I don't even know who the fuck that is, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it was him and the year before. He was the guy who was ahead of Vic that they were starting like after McNabb left in that next year. And it was like in game 1, someone tackled him. But like when they tackled him, they grabbed him and like somehow like both of his arms were
he was such a fan of Mike Vick. He got up and pointed at Mike Vick, said, "Got you, bro."
Somehow
get in there.
He's scrambling, but both of his arms get like snatched up by whatever. It was like a defensive lineman, I'm pretty sure. So they like grab him. They grab him.
That was back in the days.
Both of his arms and just got fucked up, just like everything just straight.
That was back in the days when you were able to hold the motherfucker's arms back and the arms just gut shots him. Remember those were those days. Yeah. Remember he was in there kneeing him in the gut. It was like, why do you think they made blitz like that?
Yeah.
You didn't thought it was just a game.
Nerd Alert said Foles was good for a year or two. The year he beat.
No, he's good for 6 to 7 game stretches. Yeah. Okay, 5 maybe.
Games, not years, not seasons.
Game stretches. He caught him on that 5-game pattern. He was on a good one, huh?
And you know what? You know now why I remember this? It was the 2010 years because I beat in the championship. I beat the team that had Mike Vick,
what?
LaShawn McCoy,
what?
And Deshaun Jackson.
What?
They were all on the same team, and this dude was killing it all the way until the Super Bowl. And you know what happened? Happened? He slept in, and he didn't. One of his players was out, and he didn't make the switch and get someone else in there. So that was one thing.
How are you gonna make it the whole way, then sleep on the big chipper?
Yep. So feels nice. That was one of the first big ones that I got.
Y'all didn't know. I got my own constellation, bro. Did you know that?
What is it?
You see it all season long, bro. All football season long. It's called the Big Chipper. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro. Follow the North Star of the Big Chipper to the promised land.
And Marty said, "Oh damn! I just realized Bogey isn't here." He said, "Who's this woo guy?" He said, "Does the shirt talk?"
Woo! You dope.
Oh man!
Dude, I was Hollywood Bo Hogan for the last couple of days.
And Marty said, "No way! What an ass!" And seeing East Coasters, even guys in Central, like you might not really think about that. Like over here to set the lineups before the games is 10 o'clock. So it's not hard to sleep in on to 10 o'clock on the Sunday.
I mean, they probably party harder in the East Coast, right? You can go out and not have to wake up early and shit.
Like when I
used to go home. Listen, I got into fantasy. By the time it was 2017, I'm leaving like parties earlier. I'm not even going sometimes. I was like, no, I'm good, bro. Oh, shit. I got to wake up and coach in the morning. I mean, you can't wake up and miss out on hella shit, especially like when the waivers are all open. You know what I mean? Before the games lock up and shit. And you might need to make a switch that you didn't, you know what I mean? Or something, bro. Like you gotta be shit.
Yeah, we're getting up hella early. We're gonna be live streaming a lot earlier as well. It's just more fun to just keep.
I gotta get a TV in here.
Yeah.
Because I had that 70-inch, but I put it in the loft because I couldn't find another. I was trying to get another 85 of the same one I got. And then like when I was looking, I found ones, I bought one. Then I was trying to get another one, and I'm like, then when I finally found another one, I was like over it. Like, I don't know if I want to spend another $3
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because the first one I got, I found on what is it called? I got it straight from remember I told you to deliver me the wrong one at first? Yeah, and then so I just returned it full money back, and then like I found it on Best Buy, and that was free delivery, everything. I was like, hell yeah, same day shit. I was like, fuck yeah.
So you cannot party on Saturdays. It's funny. In the league, there's there's an episode where Rafi's supposed to be their designated driver, and he has Matt Forte. And he was like, oh, look. He's like, oh, man. He was like, what? He was like, that's Matt Forte over there. He was like, don't you have him on your team? He was like, yeah. And he was like, he's over there drinking. Like, you think that he's going to, like, play tomorrow? And he was like, we should do something about this. He was like, yeah, let's go kill him. He was like, no, don't kill him. I'm just maybe trade him away.
I love that. Oh, and because they're in the greater Chicago area, right?
Yeah,
they are from Chicago. I mean,
yeah, it wasn't Matt Forte though. Like, it was someone who like looked like him. So
but he was drunk, so he was buying it.
Yeah, and it was funny. He was like, man, and they were telling the story. They were like, remember when we told Andre that the Asian guy was Anquan Bolden? And he was like, oh, come on, Michelle Kwan, Anquan. Like, come on.
Hey, motherfucker gets so drunk though, you know what I mean? Hey, shout out to my man Dino. Dino as in DKNOW, because Dino, you feel me? But shout out to my man Dino. He dumbass looks like R. Kelly. And I was working, when I first met him, I had already been working for this magazine for about a month. And in that first month, I met hella celebrities, like hella, you know what I mean? Like that first month, I met Diddy type of shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like I was just meeting all kind of motherfuckers. And then so when we go to it's my man's birthday now, the dude who runs the magazine. Uh-huh. So it's my first time I go to his crib and whatnot. And he was still living with his folks. But he was a good Chinese kid. He was like taking care of his folks, you know what I mean? Like early 20s shit, respectable. He was a Chinese Muslim too, hella fucking. And I used to think he was Jaws. He's like, nah, bro, I'm a Muslim. I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Because I didn't know that, other nationalities would be. Anyways, first time I met, so I'm at his house. It's the first time I met Dino, and he goes, this is R. Kelly's little brother right here.
Crazy.
And I go, oh shit, what's up, bro? And this is 2005, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, bro. Your brother didn't do that shit, right? You know what I mean? Like this, like after a whole nights of kicking it and drinking, and then he goes, "Man, then we'll tell you that I'm R. Kelly's little brother." I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, that motherfucker tells everybody that shit." You know what I mean? He looks exactly like him. That people will buy it. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm tired of him telling people like that. He's like, sometimes people get uncomfortable because it was already like, you know what I mean? R. Kelly was super big at the time. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
He because he got acquitted. And then, or he won the case or whatever, and then he just become during the T-Pain era, he was just as big as T-Pain during that era because they were just both doing monster features. You know what I mean? Like everybody had an R. Kelly cut in the 2000s, bro.
Taste the remix. Y'all ready? Here we go. I pick you up from the club, take you home to make some love. Got a surprise. Close your eye. I'm gonna cover you in suds.
Good question, Heavy. I'll read this out.
I'm gonna give you some poo-poo. I'm gonna give you some pee-pee. I'm gonna give you some doo-doo. I'm washing down some wee-wee. This is the remix edition of the song about pissing. I got that pee and leaking, and there's juice in the kitchen. Yeah. That's how it goes at our Kelly party.
You gotta get the shoulders in there.
You drink piss. I got this on you remix.
Dave Chappelle did a good job keeping up with the beat and everything too. He was right on point. And there we go. Nerd alert. It's 4:20 in Boston. I'm sparking. Let's spark it up for the East Coasters.
Smoke weed every day.
Heavy said, who, if any of the Pats wide receivers, do you like most at their current Underdog ADP? And if you're not using Underdog, make sure you go use the promo code Hustler, and they will match your entry. Get in to their tournaments that they got.
Give me Juju.
Juju 109, Thornton 164, Parker 205, Bourne 216,
and
Montgomery 215.
I'm okay with taking Juju a lot because in that system, the slot receiver, and mind you, it's Bill O'Brien is over there, but where you think his system came from to begin with, right? Now he's back with the Evil Emperor. The slot receiver has always had a solid floor, always PPR goodness for fantasy, right? Going all the way back from Julian Edelman, even before that with Wes Welker, and then even after Julian Edelman with Danny Amendola here and there whenever Edelman was hurt, and then even to the black Julian Edelman himself, you know what I'm saying, all the way down to being former QBs. Jacoby Myers, my baloney, has a first name. You know what I'm saying? That guy was soaking up like a 30% target market share. That's not going to be that for Juju because like but and then I'll take a shot on Parker late because Parker will have like 2-3 big games and you'll get him for best ball purposes. It's free. You know what I'm saying? You getting them late. But
Heavy said there's something spicy about Thornton too. That motherfucker can fly.
Here's the thing. He dare I say,
I have more Thornton than any other Patriot offensive.
Here's what I'll say. What he could be is the Will Fuller of that offense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
that's if there's a place I'm drafting him, it's best ball. Because it's pretty much free at that point. And so
my man Taekwondo Thornton. But I think Juju and I think for best ball purposes, how about this? It probably would be Taekwon or like Parker because like in that range, I'm probably taking a lot more other players over as Juju. But like I just like Juju in this offense because I mean, he's a big slot. This is what he is at this point in his career. I mean, last year, you know what I'm saying, he was the slot guy for the Chiefs. And the couple years prior to that, he was playing like 70% of his snaps in the slot back with Pittsburgh his last 2 seasons. This is what he is. And then that's why New England was a good spot. I mean, even if New England didn't get their hands on Juju, they probably would have found a way to get Michael Thomas. Like they were looking for someone to fill this role. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, they need it. They're usually living between the hashes, not outside.
Yeah, and
he said today's the comedy show. You missed yesterday. You want to watch a funny ass show? Go watch our yesterday show. When I was doing the unboxing, man, you will be rolling. I'm gonna put the link in the chat.
Sometimes people come in and they try to talk some shit, man.
It was funny as hell. If you want to get a good laugh, go check this shit out.
I'm just not a nice person, really. You know what I mean? I'm the type of person that's like, if you're cool, I'm cool. You know what I mean? Because I am cool. But like when you're until I'm not, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's really that simple. They told you that in the Bible, huh? Treat others like you want to be treated. And the motherfucker starts treating me a certain way. Oh, that's what we're doing here. Oh, okay, we're talking shit now. You know what I mean?
Let's see what we got here. Okay. Hassan Haskins. So if you guys didn't hear, he was arrested on Thursday, being charged with aggravated assault. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, a lot's going to come down to like what's actually like going on, but I think we just need to get all the Spears over there. If you're, because I think a lot of this is going like under the radar with a lot of casual, fans, and they might still be trying to get him instead of Spears to handcuff in some redraft leagues. I don't really want to handcuff Derrick Henry either way, but
you know why? Because we don't want the idea of losing Derrick Henry. That's why.
Yeah, fuck it.
Not speak that fuck a handcuff for him.
And if anybody even comes
to run forever,
they're not going to be the same as him. We've already seen, when he missed, and we saw, but we're shooting for bigger.
His name was Hassan Haskins.
What up, PB and Waivers?
What's happening, PB Dub?
PB and Waivers said bogey with the mic. There we go.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I've been recording. I had to set my shit up because I'm so far away from the sanctuary that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I had to set my joint up, and then like, it's a bitch too. Because now it's like, fuck, I need some fucking headphones, some good headphones. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll work with what I got now. But see, that's the thing is like, you know what I'm saying? I'm spoiled. You know what I mean? We have legit facilities, but I'm so fucking far away from it now. But I can still work all the same because I'm just doing my vocals. You know what I mean? And I send it.
So I thought this one. I thought this one was funny because it's very, very obvious. So I wonder like who was the moron who like wrote like a headline like out of this. Tampa Bay star wide receiver Mike Evans said that it would be very cool to set the record for consecutive 1,000-yard season.
I mean, it wouldn't be like legendary or like epic. It would be cool, man. Hey, he's so nonchalant about his style. Wow, so I was like, yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. It's cool.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah.
Why just change the subject? Actually, you
like
see who's throwing me the ball? It'd be fucking amazing, right? That's what it would be. Fucking amazing if I can get a thigh wow with Baker. Because right now, nobody's thinking that. But gotta love the doubt. I feel like Baker is the type of player that thrives on that shit. But the same offensive line that couldn't give Brady enough time to get the ball down the field to Mike Evans last year in particular, I don't know if it's gonna do that for him.
I got a question for you. At an ultimate floor, and we're assuming Baker plays the entire year, not Kyle Trash. At least with this question, what do we think the ultimate floor is for him as far as passing yards?
Ultimate floor 3,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if he throws for 3,000, he could easily get Mike Evans, Chris Godwin 1,000 each, and then just split up the other 1,000 for all the running backs and everybody else.
I think the dumbassness of Baker's decision making, like wanting to force it down the field, if they can't change that in him, it's going to be a lot more 3 and outs or like short drives, drives that end up short or field goals, because of the fact that like Brady, when you look at their pass attempts, it's always hella high.
Yeah, because they're getting rid of it quick.
Exactly. You know, Baker's don't got that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which could lead to more bigger plays, you know, because I mean, as long as he's getting it in the range of Mike Evans, I mean, shit, I'll take Evans on a 50-50 ball.
You know what would be dope? Bring in Zeke. He's like arguably the best pass protector.
I'd hate that for my
Rashad White, but I'm saying like, I'm saying for Baker's sake.
Yeah,
I don't know. They say Rashad White could pass pro, and then so could Keyshawn Vaughn. But you know what I'm saying? That's probably one of the reasons why they kept him around, Keyshawn, because he's not a special teams guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. PB Waiver said I'd be so mad if he gets that record. I mean, he's gotten 1,000 yards in every single season he's played.
But see, okay, but look at this. You have to look at his targets. He was getting like 150, 160 plus with Jameis every year. So it's like so he could have like a sub 60, like what sub 70% catch percentage. You know what I mean? Like, because he had all the volume. Then he gets with Brady, the targets go down, but now the efficiency is there. Then but then last year with Brady, that kind of threw the whole average off.
The only times that he's had and like any kind of like real good catch percentage has been with Brady.
Yeah,
other than that, it's always been less than 60%. Always been less than 55%.
Oh, okay. I was overshooting him. I said under 70. Oh, it was under.
Yeah, I mean, he's never had
that at all. It's like a coin flip. But he needed that though, because he was a contested catching motherfucker, and Jameis is not accurate, so he just throws it up, and that's how they used to get down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we just on the sheer numbers alone, it's not as long as he gets the volume. I mean, that's what this is going to come down to, because he's a 50-50 guy like a motherfucker, especially with bad QB play. Like, you're going to get a lot of 50-50 balls.
And then you fuck around
more often than not, though.
Yeah. Then you fuck around and say things like, "Oh, we're gonna move Chris Godwin out wide more." It's not that he can't play out wide. It was more like, you know, they got smart and started concentrating him in the slot more when what's his name got there, Bruce Arians. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like now you're gonna move him out wide, and then they have all this hype with Cade Naughton. You know what I mean? He's gonna be a second-year guy. I don't like young tight ends, but I'm just saying he'll probably be that slot, you know, that over the middle or slot presence more than Godwin now, and I would not like that. You know what I mean?
I just can't buy into that narrative. Like,
why would they do something? But there is a narrative though, right? Is that what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but I mean, why would they do something that's been great? And
they're like, he could play out wide predominantly. He has God and win in his name.
It would be him. They would be them tanking, like at that point, like if they're really like moving him out, like not letting him play the slot or like barely using him in the slot when that's like the areas that he shined, you know, since his third year breakout. And Tino said, "How dare you, Bogey?"
What? Zeke is
make sure you guys are live with
Zeke is the best pass pro and fucking running back I've ever seen. I'm giving him props. Probably, you know what I mean? It's good for him. It's good for him to get that's probably what'll get teams to pick him up eventually. You know what I mean? Just don't go fucking up the Eckler shares that I have in Dynasty that I traded for because I'm like fucking he's old, right? Yeah, give him to me. And then they're gonna get Zeke. It's gonna be my fault because I traded for Eckler.
Nothing's happened yet, but with Joe Mixon, I mean, we keep the restructure, they wanted him to do that. And I guess they really have up until like that Tuesday before the season opener to restructure. So there's like a shit.
You know what's crazy, bro? They're gonna take a good look at this rookie in the fucking preseason, right? Because I don't see Joe Mixon having to fucking, you know what I mean? He's gonna be like, fuck that. Or maybe they make him play in the preseason. There's a flip side argument to that, right? They're like, hey, you want to stay? Remember they made Josh Jacobs play the Hall of Fame game. You know what I mean? It's a different organization, but I'm just saying, like, it's not far fetched to see this. Like, and he's an older running back. He's not Josh Jacobs, young and still spry. You know what I mean? Like, Joe Mixon has only really showed us the last 2 years that he can stay healthy because you don't want to give him, over 65% of the load, which is still cool though, because it just makes him like an RB2 with RB1 upside if he gets hella tugs. You know what I mean? But they're gonna get a look at Chase Brown. I like that kid. You know how I feel about that kid.
Crispy said, Bogey, you're on the clock in the Matrix. He said you should pick soon since you spend most of your time there. And see, did you notice he hasn't gone into the Matrix during this show?
Yeah.
The last piece that we got here, and this is so Yahoo Sports. You know that they've got their analysts over there, quote unquote. And here's the 5 players that they picked for the biggest chances to break out. They got Kyle Pitts.
What?
They got Matthew Stafford.
What?
Najee.
What?
Chase Claypool.
I'm not even gonna give that a what.
Isaiah Simmons.
What? Here's what's crazy. Why is Stafford in there? Is this I get the other guys being breakout. Like
the first thing that I thought of is
kind of technically already broke out as a rookie.
Here's what I think. They're preaching to casuals, and casuals might not even remember like Stafford and the Lions.
I mean, because Stafford was a boss for fantasy for hella years. Like people just didn't want to have him because he was on Detroit. He was just one of those like him. And I used to end up with a lot of him and Phillip Rivers if I never got those big dog QBs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was like I'll just wait and get Phillip Rivers and Stafford. But that's single QB bullshit, right? You know what I'm saying? But like, hey, especially for super flex, man, I like some Stafford this year. You know what I mean? He's only a season removed from 4,500 yards and 30 plus passing tugs and then leading the league in picks, because that's one thing I want to point out because we love that. Fuck you, Rams.
But you guys know that I'm super high on Najee this year because of really the way that he's fallen. Like the guy, everybody hates him last year.
Everybody's talking about breakout. He broke out his rookie year, but I like it. I'll take it. I got all the Najee. I love fucking I love Najee. Shout out to the Bay Area.
Chase Claypool. I mean, I'm curious how they're gonna fucking use him over there in Chicago. I mean, he's pretty much free, so. And then, Isaiah Simmons, I'm curious. I wonder how he's going to break out in the secondary. Because he's going to predominantly play more in the secondary, they said this year. And then Kyle Pitts, I mean, him getting a couple touchdowns is breaking out, right? He's got to stay healthy for a whole year.
I mean, like, see, he has, like, what you would call positive regression written all over him. Like, he's, because of coming off an injury and people being recency bias, like, he's, you know what I mean? We're getting him out of value, considering, right?
And Ryan said, what do you think of Rashawn Johnson? Roscoe Johnson? He said, I think he could be a sleeper candidate. Well, I mean, he's just one of those guys, for redraft. I don't know. Like, who knows if I'm going to be diving that far.
This is so ugly. It didn't go to my plan. I guess I got to take fucking Fugly Russell here. I don't have to. But I'm going to.
Oh, this is the Matrix?
Yeah, if it'll can you just give me Russell? It's like tripping on me. All
right, let's see.
Oh, because my phone's like has 3%. It's like, where's my charger?
He's always blaming it on the internet. It's operator error this time.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, I don't have no problems like my old garage, except for like my computer. I'm trying, you know what I mean? I almost have to like take everything off my computer just for it to run smooth here. Even for the Pro Tools, like I was trying to record it, just kept crashing. We're not crashing, it'll just freeze like the mouse. Like even I'm like, yo, kick me out. Cause it's just like the mouse is froze. I can't move it. But then like I can see me, I'm moving on the camera. I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
All right. I like the way that this worked out. So I got Drake London in the third. So I locked up my first wide receiver there. And I was expecting multiple QBs to go. Was not expecting 4 QBs to go. I had 4 QBs in mind that I wanted.
And 3 went.
And 3 of them went. And so I'm getting Jared Goff, who in my redraft rankings, I have ranked higher.
I thought about Jared Goff, but I'm trying to like see. Here's my thing: is I'm the Russ is one of the drums I'm beating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what a better place to have him than in the best ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still will make a case for Jared Goff that like they could pound it in and fuck him up a lot. And I have some Jared Goffs in Dynasty where you know what I mean? Because they just had the highest conversion rate rushing the ball down there in the red zone, touchdown conversion rate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I will tell you one thing that they don't have anymore. They do not have crying Jamal Williams. And if Gibbs ain't out there crying, if Monty out there crying, he's not going to get the ball. They're just not going to get there.
You didn't see it, man.
Not getting 17 touchdowns is not going to happen. Bogey, you ready for this?
What's that?
Yeastman is in the building.
Hey, our guy, Yeastman.
That just made a trade, Gibbs for Walker. Kenneth Walker?
It's a lateral trade, but like, because I think there's two. I'd rather have Walker. So if you're getting Walker for sure, I probably would have asked for more because the hype. Here's the thing: you have to capitalize on everything that's going on. There's the hype on Jahmyr Gibbs being a first-round running back. You know what I'm saying? Getting an opportunity with the Lions. The Lions are like a lot of people's favorite dark horse. There's a lot of hype around them. And then there's Ken Walker, who they drafted Charbonnet. And then before this past week,
he got Gibbs for Walker.
I don't like that at all. When people were getting scared, he's probably one of them. He was getting scared of Walker because of the drafted Charbonnet. And here's the thing: like if you were just patient, you know what I mean? Just like we assumed, they came out and assured everybody he's gonna get like at minimum 17 totes a game. And that's what they want to do. I'll take that shit. I'll take that over Gibbs, where like Gibbs is a rookie and there's still David Montgomery, who I love.
I just don't like making the running back for running back trade. I know. I mean, there's difference in age here and all this, but I mean, I just don't like doing this. Too much of a lateral trade. It's too blah. Doesn't move the needle.
I know, right? I want to have fun.
Yeah, like I want a trade that's really going to help my team move the needle.
You know what I'm saying? And like if I had Walker and he wanted to
match, what's scaring you about Gibbs? I'm just saying they're both like very similarly like valued to me.
Easy. I've already seen what Walker's done, and now they add another weapon to take the top off and open up the run game even more. They add JSN, who was like arguably the best receiver in this class, already to be a trio with Lockett, who's one of the better deep threats in the game still. And then you have Metcalf, who's just a dominant red zone guy, you know what I mean, and possession guy, just freak athlete. You know what I mean? These guys are taking the top off. And it's going to be one of the better offensive lines too on paper right now. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's it's a lateral move.
Gibbs could be the better player like 3-4 years from now, but like I'm always trying to win now, as well. Not saying Gibbs can't be a piece that helps win now, but Walker will be ranked higher in my running backs.
Yeah,
and Yeastman said you're saying you're scared of the unproven guy. No, I'm saying we know a little bit more about Walker, and that's why I have him ranked higher. But let's bring in the guy who's always rocking Dynasty. We got our man Stevie B.
Hey.
It's all about the game. And I
Yeah.
Good, yo.
What's up, my guy Stevie?
So
Okay, what do you think? I know he likes Gibbs over Walker for sure.
Yeah, that's a smash win for me.
Sure. I'm just saying, I'd rather have Walker because I know this is a team that's already they're going to emphasize running, and even though they got all these passing weapons, it's just to help the run game, in my opinion. This is crazy old Pete. You know what I mean?
I like Walker. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like the upside is capped because of Charbonnet being, because of Charb being there. I just feel like the upside is capped a little bit. I still think he's going to get some decent work, but Gibbs, on the other hand, doesn't need that much work. Like he's going to be getting both receiving and rushing. And
what's the difference in your rankings in the two, your dynasty rankings?
I've got hold on. I've got Gibbs at number 4. So Gibbs is my dynasty RB4. I've got Kenny Walker at 11.
Okay.
It's just hard to put him up higher than some of these 3-down workhorse
You still
guys.
got him as an RB1.
And Gibbs is just, to me, worst case scenario is he's an RB2. Like, I just feel like, because we saw what Swift did last year on limited snaps, 50% of snaps, what do you have, 70 targets and missed 3
running
games.
back.
And if
He
Gibbs
was a top 30 running back.
Yeah, and if Gibbs stays healthy, I mean, shit, that's like the floor is what Swift did last year, pretty much.
I think
hold on real quick. Is that it for me? Like, it's like the Lions running backs are just cursed. Like, it's like the curse of Barry Sanders, and that's why I will never get behind.
That's true.
And I'll say that. Like, admittedly, it may not be about that, but
you can say the same thing for the running backs. The running backs for Seattle, life after beast mode. Nobody lasts too long. I mean, Chris Carson had a nice little mini run, but like, you know what I mean? And I mean, it's just the culture there is to run the ball. I think the Lions are still trying to figure out their identity. You know what I mean? Like, they get a lot of shootouts because their defense is bad. And if their defense gets good and their run game is solid because of that line, I see we might see them be that defensive run the ball team, punch him in the mouth.
Eastman is kind of funny because he goes back and forth, like kind of counterproductive to what his trade.
Yeah, he's kind of a bitch, huh? He's like, am I a bitch? Am I not?
Now, that's not necessarily true, because Pete Carroll will go with the hot hand, and that's what scares me. He'll go with the hot hand. He didn't care that Penny, was drafted way higher than Chris Carson. He had Chris Carson playing because he was just playing better.
You got to remember what they were saying, though, during that time. They were saying, Chris Carson's our guy. Right, and that's why I want to point that out, because Pete Carroll, he don't ever be jawsing, bro. Like, Pete Carroll don't be jawsing. When he came out and said, "Hey, we wanted him to get 17 totes," you know what I mean? Like, I believe that because he has a history of doing what they say. You know what I mean?
There's some coaches that lie, and that they're lying about.
Yeah, like Shanahan's a liar.
Pete
Carroll, Shanahan will just lie. We love Lance.
Let me say this about Kenny Walker:
what he's doing, and still beat you. That's
even though I'm a little lower on Kenny Walker, there is a possibility he turns into the next Nick Chubb. He doesn't need to have the passing work, right? So that's also a possibility that I have to consider as well. But yeah, I'll easily take Gibbs over Walker, though.
And I'm just not high on Charbonnet. I think that that was like their Rashad Penny, like, kind of fuck up, something that's not going to materialize for a little while, because he loves Ken Walker, and like, you give Ken Walker like 10 touches and he's like gonna house one of them. Like, it seems like that's just what he was doing last year.
That's the knock I can give on Ken Walker, is that in the 1 season sample size that we got, and he didn't play a full season, but he was very big play or touchdown dependent. You know what I'm saying? And like, I think even with Charbonnet before he was drafted, you know what I'm saying, Ken Walker wasn't going like, in the top 5 running backs. You know what I'm saying? People were still, then he drops even further when they drafted Charbonnet. You know what I mean? Like, there's a stigma on him because he fucked people up.
We can't use injuries as a reason why you like one guy.
I mean, people tend to do that, though.
Well, no, he says if Walker gets hurt, Charbonnet will be hot, and then they're going to go. I mean,
if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk.
It's the same exact case for both of those running backs, So, I mean, you can say the same thing. They paid Montgomery, they drafted Gibbs, but they got Gibbs for 5 years if they want. They got Montgomery for what, 2? So, I mean, that's another thing. Who's the guy they're going to run into the ground? Probably going to be Monty. Like, why would you want to run Gibbs?
I got to like 245, so I'm good.
Okay, cool.
I mean, Kenny Walker was good. He wasn't great, though. I mean, RB 18 fantasy points per game. I mean,
let's fucking go.
Wasn't the starter.
My favorite stat.
I say 8 or 18. I say RB 18. RB 18 in fantasy.
But yeah, he wasn't the starter in the beginning because of Rashad Penny. Like, that's got to get taken a little bit into consideration.
Well, yeah, that's why I was going off of the points per game.
Because he still cracked 1,000 yards. 9 touchdowns.
Too.
Like, I mean, that's awesome for a rookie who wasn't even the starter the entire year.
And being top 10 in a per game basis, I'll take that for sure, because that's what you're gonna look
No,
for.
18. My bad. I meant
18.
18.
Okay, that goes up.
18.
And see, that directly correlates with the fact that he didn't play a full season. If you know what I'm saying, because then now I'll make a case if I was to pace him, right? Even if I was to pace him, then take away like another 10% because of what Charbonnet might be or not be. You know what I mean? Like, I'd say,
like, is that going to take away from, like, I mean, look at the touches that he had last year.
But what is he taking away from him? If he's not going to be used in the passing game, he's not taking any of that away from him. And in a positive game script, I'm sure, like going back to Stefanski, you know, everyone was always gaga with Alexander Madison, right, behind Cook. And even in the games where Madison's healthy, they're as a team in winning game scripts, they're running like 35, 40 times as a team. So
take
you
a
get
guess.
the full.
Take a guess. 17 attempts a game. That's what they said they want him to get, right? 17 attempts.
Yeah.
What's that at a 17 game average?
Doing the math.
289. Like, we're talking 300 fucking attempts, that assuming health. So, and seeing Yeastman said, my point is get them both.
Why'd you trade one to get the other? You should have been focusing on trying to get your run game to look like
having Gibbs and Walker. Yeah, that way, man, that was a dope ass move.
You know what's so crazy is whenever, like, you know, it's like me or you or like Spencer, and the trade talks will end quick. We'll be like, hey, I'm interested in Tyreek Hill. Oh yeah. Oh shit, you got Kelsey over there. Never mind. Like, because I'm not interested in making that trade. You know what I mean? I want to load you up and let me get another piece, get me top heavy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, if I was on the other side and I needed several pieces, I'd be selling to get, you know, for someone who's getting top heavy so I can get some fillers. That was just a lateral trade where you like that player better. You know what I mean?
And which, you know, I'm saying that if people like to trade and you like to make trades to go get your guys, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, more power to you. I was just saying this on this morning show, on the morning show today, right? Is that like, I don't care what you do in fantasy, really. And then if you ask me, it's really just my opinion because it's all subjective. Or is it? Because it really doesn't matter what you do as long as you get to the promised land and win. Because I've got there in several ways. You know what I mean? I'll tell you this much. I've never got there being lucky because I ain't lucky. But I do know luck exists because I have bad luck. You know what I mean?
And for anyone who says someone has higher upside,
and the reason we play in so many fucking leagues is because it's really hard to win. You know what I mean? And we're good. So it's like we want to play in as many leagues as possible because it's just constantly climbing these mountains, and we're just some regular fucking mountain climbing motherfuckers.
And Yeastman, Gibbs may have higher upside, you know, in your opinion, but I mean, upside is
hopefully he wins you a championship this year. Because you better come back 3 years from now and talk about, I told y'all, I finally won it. It was the trade I made for Gibbs. Or like, you know, maybe Ken Walker gets a hernia again or some bullshit. Then he comes back and says, I told y'all. Oh, you're a psychic then.
I don't believe in Sean Tucker infinite, but let's see what Stevie B thinks.
On Tucker was actually one of my top guys coming, you know, until obviously he had the heart issue and then he couldn't do the combine and all that. So now, to be fair, they did give Sean Tucker guaranteed money equivalent to like a 5th round draft pick. So he's pretty much going to be on the team because of what they gave him. So they gave him a good chunk of money, which shows them, you know, what they think about him. Rashard White, I don't think is that good running between the tackles. He's more of like a pass catching, just athlete. So there's a possibility, but that team is trash. The offensive line is trash. They've got no quarterback. So it's tough to believe in it. If a squad, like, you can stash them on there, but it's going to take probably an injury, and they could still bring in a veteran guy too. So I don't know. It's a possibility.
I would say they're not bringing back Kirk for sure, though.
Yeah. He's going to be, I know Infinite. It's in one of his deep ass leagues or whatever, where he's picking up random people off the waiver wire. So
I saw somebody, was it Dennis? I think Dennis was asking about St. Brown somewhere.
Oh, where was that? My bad, Dennis. We started going off on East, man. Dennis said, Stevie said, do you think Amon-Ra, how do you think Amon-Ra will do once J-Mo comes back, plus having the addition of Gibbs?
I think we need to stop trying to shortcome Amon-Ra already. I mean, this is
damn right.
For how, I mean, 32% target rate, that's third in the NFL. I mean, they had
Even if
TJ
he drops
Hawkinson
down to
there.
like
They
25.
had Swift. They had Swift there. Nothing slowing him down. We already tried to discredit that first season where Swift was out.
I even made him in my bold predictions, the sophomore slumps when we were going through all the classes. I had him as a sophomore slump, and then you know what I mean. Once I was wrong, I was like, yeah, I'm glad I have him everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
No, a lot of people did, but he commands targets at a high rate. He's in the slot. That's not going to change because J-Mo is a different kind of wide receiver. They complement each other more than anything. J-Mo's more going to be deep, down the field, and then Amon-Ra is going to be that short intermediate. So I'm not worried about it. Gibbs, they're going to use like they would have Swift. So, I mean, there's plenty of targets to go around, and I don't see anybody taking targets away from Amon-Ra. Does it slightly go down? Possibly, but it's going to have more higher percentage quality looks.
I think we just got to be worried for fantasy. I think we got to be worried about Detroit actually being a better team altogether. You know what I mean? Like, I like the fact that
they were top 5 offense last year.
Do you remember Amon-Ra saying that he's going to start working in more deeper routes in his repertoire this year?
No, he said he wants to. He said he wants
to. We'll see what happens there. I don't know if they do implement some of that.
He's setting it up nice. He's setting it up nice because they get paid more.
First half of the season with J-Mo out, it's possible he does run some more deep routes. Yeah. But once J-Mo comes back, I don't know. Like, I'd rather have Amon-Ra underneath, but we'll see what happens.
I'm always gonna take the player that's in the career high percentage shit for Jared Goff, because that'll always be Amon-Ra. You know what I mean? Over the year, going all the way back to the Rams, he just favors a short game. This just is what it is.
Infinite says, shout out to my best ball draft. He got in the best ball tourney with us. I know you're going to get some more teams. He said, I may be the 7th strongest team in the league so far. Out of the 12, right? in his division.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're in what division is he in? The Sopranos or Sopranos? Is that what it is?
Man, that's just hella annoying. I don't know what the fuck they're doing out there.
Oh man. It was him who fucking took Bobby Wagner when I took CJ Mosley. Man, Infinite. Good fucking move, man. That pissed me off at the time. I thought that Wagner was still there when I was about to swoop. Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeast Man says, what do you think of Adams this year? I'm a little bit off him, so I'm probably not going to have him in too much redraft.
I think he's a great volume hog. Like, you're just going to be a guy that's probably going to see 30% of target market share, and I'll take shitty QB play like that. I just don't like paying up for Adams in these drafts. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I just bought Devontae Adams and paid up for him in Superflex Dynasty because we got 3 flexes, and he just felt so great as my 3rd flex. Way better than Gabe Davis or Sky Moore for that matter.
In Dynasty where you can trade away picks instead of having to mix in like players.
Yeah, like I just bought him with picks. Yeah, thanks, Hutz. It's a great deal. Considering, you know what I mean? People go, he paid up all crazy. I'm like, did I? You know what I'm saying? I don't ever have picks. That's why. It's kind of how I operate.
You got your wide receiver, 5, 6?
So
in the flex? What'd you say, the flex?
It's my trio is Cup, St. Brown, McLaurin, and then I got a gang of running backs. So it's like, you know what I mean? So and then 2 of my flexes are running backs. So my other flex is Devontae Adams.
It's funny because there's a lot of trades that happen where it's like you see someone get traded away and you're like, damn, like why didn't you tell me? I would have paid more. Like when people see me make a trade, especially if it's
no
like
one said that.
Yeah, nobody said I'd pay more.
No, it goes, oh damn, I would have paid more than that.
Like, yeah, Bogey wanted that one. Good shit, Bogey.
See, here's my thing though, is that I made a trade with what's his name? It's a win now trade for me. You know what I'm saying? With Lee earlier. And it just came out of nowhere type of shit. Because normally I can't even make a trade with Lee. You want to think about it for like 3-4 weeks and shit before he even gets back to me. And I'm like, I already didn't take that trade down, bro. You know what I mean? Like
different times now.
Yeah. But also
Catherine who made it home.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Catherine. You know what I'm saying? At Lee. But it was just like one of those things where like, yeah, okay, I'll buy Tyreek Hill right now for a Lance and Purdy combo.
Yeah.
It was Tyreek and Kadarius was the throw-in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Because I don't give a fuck. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. Now I got Cup, Olave, Debo, Tyreek Hill, and I know I got one more hitter in there. Oh, the mighty Mike Williams. What? I just feel like if I can, if possible, I'm and it's 2 point per reception. I'm putting pass catchers in every one of my slots somehow. Pause.
Yeah, in the number 10, that was one of the ones where I traded like a bunch of picks to like acquire people last year, and then this year just traded all the picks away. And I know I still have a few. I might have, did I keep my first? I can't remember, but yeah, Crispy, he charged me up for Tyreek Hill, but I was able to buy him with like a shitload of picks. And man, that team it should have won, should have been the inaugural champ, but the Bengals-Bills game happened.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say this is even more crazier part. This is just to get more in the mind of Bogey. I made sure Mike White was in there because I got the tuna fish. I was willing to move a QB, the two guys that one of them is going to be the starter, in my opinion, right, for the Niners, to a guy who only has one QB. And I wanted to ask for more, but once he was like, "Send that, I'll take that right now." And then he starts texting me. I was like, "Oh shit, okay, shit." I was gonna ask for Adams too. I was gonna be like, throw it at Adams too, because he's like, "Oh, what if I need picks?" I was like, "I'll throw picks, throwing Adams." And he's like, "Well, what about Tony with no picks?" And I'm like, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay." You know what I mean?
Crispy just driving up the price on Kadarius Toney.
Because I'm on the Tyreek Hill, bro. Now
I'm still trying to trade him, Tony, in the 21 or the 19, one of them.
Yeah, Crispy won't budge on him. He bought him for me last year.
No, he's trying to trade him to Crispy.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, Crispy's like, he's on the selling end of Tony now. I don't think he's buying Tony anymore.
Oh, okay.
He wanted to get, he liked it. He liked getting Tony when he was like worth like a 6th rounder.
In League 20, just a week ago, I sent him Derek Carr and it was just Derek. It was Derek Carr and Kadarius Toney, and I brought back Amon-Ra.
Crazy.
So Chase Brown will be the guy that'll get work with Mixon or for Mixon if he gets hurt. Yep. They still got Travion Williams. I mean, they brought him back, but he's in like his 5th year and he has gotten no burn in 5 years. So I'm not really worried about him.
Yeah.
He is so 2019.
And the Infinite said, "Is Corduroy Patterson going to be a wide receiver again, or will he still be used as a runner?" I think he's going to be a return man only.
I think he'll be a return man, and I think he can be worked into like the third receiver at the wide receiver sets here and there.
They'd have to use him like Debo. Like, I mean, that's the way.
Yeah, like put him in motion. Like they'll have them line up, then put them in motion, and it's that offense. It's that fucking wide zone, fucking play action offense. So pre-snap motions, they're doing all that shit.
Yeah, if he's not getting used like that, we're not really gonna like him at all.
Who are we hopeful for, Yeatman?
I'll probably never start Cordero Patterson, but I'll have fond memories of him. Shout out to the pimp.
Come get on that.
Easy. Man, we just need him to be good so we can keep using the corduroy pimping emoji. That's it. He's got to be relevant.
The legend will never die. Corduroy pimping.
Yeah.
I'll buy a pair of corduroy pants right now, bruh.
Heroes get remembered.
Can't nobody tell me that. I'm pimping. Corduroy pimping.
Eastman said, "Do we like Adams more than Wilson?"
No.
Garrett Wilson, I do not.
No, I'm taking Garrett Wilson. And Garrett Wilson goes later than Adams in those redraft formats. You know what I mean? Maybe that'll change by the time they start seeing training camp and everyone's gonna go gaga and oh my god, he caught a pass from Aaron Rodgers.
It's kind of been changing a little bit because I know I've seen Garrett Wilson go
because we're in dynasty mode for sure, right? But
what do we draft on? We draft on sleeper, so like our best ball tournament, which we're nearing 600 teams in so far. Is it's all being drafted.
600.
We're nearing it.
600 motherfucker.
Oh yeah, it's getting big. $10 entries. Let's see which divisions are we filling right now? And then we're gonna get ready to get up out of here and get ready for Jeopardy in a few hours. Let's see.
What time are we doing Jeopardy? 6. Okay.
Let's see. We're filling the Jurassic Park slow division. We're doing the Power slow division, and then let's pick a theme for the fast draft. We're gonna start another fast draft.
How?
I said we need another theme for the next fast draft.
The Batman draft, DC draft. I don't know, Marvel draft, like X-Men.
I mean, Batman's always a good one.
Batman.
Yeah.
Batman universe, hella characters.
We'll go Batman for this one. All right, so this one's a fast draft. There we go. We got one person in that so far. But yeah, let me know what divisions you guys want to get in. So again, one more time. That's the Jurassic Park slow draft, Power slow draft, and the Batman fast draft. We got 5 spots in the Jurassic Park, 4 spots in Power, and 10 spots in the Batman division.
Woo!
And Crispy said Aquaman. Shh, Crispy.
Boo!
In that show Entourage, it's funny, man. Like they made so many like movies, and it's like fake stuff in there. It's not based on reality. And like Aquaman was one that they made, and James Cameron was the director, and it was the highest grossing movie of all time at that moment.
I mean, shit. I think Aquaman, the first one, made a grip.
Yeah, it wasn't the highest grossing or anything.
No, it was the highest for DC, I think.
Maybe
like 700 million or some shit like that.
Because it was.
Here's the thing, though. Then the Amber Turd shit fucked it all up for that second movie. Amber Turd.
Infinite said, "Who's a better option, Elijah Moore or Tank Dell?" I'll lean on Moore.
Elijah Moore
by a mile.
Mm-hmm. That one's easy.
The
idea of Tank Dell is cool in Dynasty. Just hold on to him, you see what happens. But he's probably a guy you keep the dust off of him, put him in a taxi.
Let's see. Infinite said, "Did I make a mistake by drafting Adrian Phillips?" I mean, he still plays. I mean, randomly.
Yeah,
he was better a few years ago.
He's in the rotation of a 3 safety type hybrid type of deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know, probably the third one.
A starter. He's not one of the starters in the 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because whoever they have listed as the nickel, or actually, yeah. How does it? Because even sleeper, they'll have him on the dual designation. You know what I mean? Some like yeah.
Because I don't even know why they have him as. I mean, I guess he plays cornerback also sometimes, but yeah, he's a safety.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Crispy said that's what I call my little swimmers. You're savage. You're savage.
Aquaman.
All right, we're gonna get up out of here. But Stevie B, what do you got? What do you got going over this week on your channel and everything?
Not much really. We got the show on Thursday, which will be on my channel and your channel as usual. I'm not sure what I'm doing there yet. I'll probably do another like versus. I don't know, versus like we did last week with the golf and Daniel Jones. Not sure if we'll do QB or we'll switch it over to another position. And then Sundays, of course, we got our show as well. But I missed last night's show because I feel sick as shit. So,
man, get better, brother.
Yeah,
thanks, bro. But yeah, I mean, YouTube channel Dynasty Life Fantasy Football, Instagram Dynasty Life Fantasy, and you can find me there.
And don't forget, Stevie B is going to be there live in August. So if you want to,
oh yeah, hey, I'm official. We officially booked up too.
There we go.
260, 258 right round trip.
Hey, there we go.
I know, but I got to do like one of them fucking connectors going home. I gotta go to Burbank first for like an hour.
August 18th, 19th, and 20th. We still got, there's only a couple spots left at the 420 Crew Mansion. You guys gotta get your spots reserved like right now before it fills up. It is going to be super fun. And even if you don't stay at the mansion, you're still able to come and hang out. It's $100 a day. It's going to be everything: food, drinks, alcoholic, non-alcoholic. We got a bunch of activities planned. There's going to be a draft that people will be able to get into for free. It's going to be $100 prize, but it's going to be from one of our sponsors, Draft Day Dice. And yeah, the people who are staying at the mansion are going to have first priority to get into that league. So yeah, we got a lot of cool things going down. August 18th, 19th, and 20th. Let me know, guys. I'll get you locked in. Anything on the way out?
The earth is my turf. Universe, give me money. And I'm coming for that Jeopardy title. Woo!
As I make my way, the fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame. It's no surprise I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to waste. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
In the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Get your life together.
You know the stat quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of East Side Ho, where they know my name.